Good noon, everyone, and welcome back to PPS Theory Sessions. So just in a previous lecture, we completed a unit of pointers where we looked at how we can access memory location using the address. How we can access the address or how we know the address of particular memory location. And if we do have memory location address, then how we can access data stored at that location using pointer variables, right? So that's what the unit we have seen earlier. Now, whether it is a normal variable or array or anything, we can, once we have the address, we can store or we can access or manipulate the data. Next unit is about structure, right? So that's what we are going to start today. The 8th unit in our syllabus is how we can create a structure in a C program, or how we define a structure, how we access its members, and all those things. So the entire unit covers basics of structure. So how we define a structure, how we write, what is the syntax and all. Then once we define a structure, what should be the members, or how we define members inside a structure. Now once we have the structure, how we can access those members from the structure, right? So defining and accessing data. And then there comes the different types of structures, like we can nest our structures, or we can take array of structure. We can pass structure to the function also, and we can access structure using pointers, so using address. So that's the overall list of points that we are going to see inside this unit. Now let us start with the basics of structure first. What is structure, right? Look, structure is nothing but it is kind of an array. Not exactly, but kind of an array. Why do we use array? We use an array to have a collection of elements, right? Similarly here, structure is again a collection of elements. Now the difference between array and structure, one major point, array will have all the elements of same data type. Now if you do want to store different data type elements in a single bucket, then you can say that bucket is kind of going to be the structure. So structure is a collection of elements, but the difference here is those elements may be either similar or dissimilar data types. So inside a structure, you can have one integer data, one float data, one character data or character array that's going to be string, and so on. Now if you define an array, then array need to have all the elements having same data type, but structure may or may not have same data type inside that. So structure elements or structure members, those elements are actually called structure members. So those members may or may not be of same data type, right? Now array is kind of a derived data type, whereas structure is a defined data type. Okay, we define a structure, whereas array is just a derived. That difference we will see later. Let's right now focus on structure only. So another example of structures, we can say time we can define as a structure because it consists of seconds, minutes, and hours, right? So we combine these three things and we define a time. Just like that way, we can say date may be a structure which actually consists of, or the members of date structure may be day, month, and year. Okay. We can have book as a structure also because it consists of multiple members like author, title, price, year, and so on. So all these things are related to a single entity, right? Author, title, price, year, publication. You can add as many members as you want. But all those things are related to one single entity. Now, if all these things are of different data type, then you cannot store it inside array. And that's the reason we require structure, right? So we can define a book as a structure. Within that, we can define author, title, price, year, publication, anything that you want inside. You can define. So basic examples of structures you can see here, and from these examples you can be clear of what or how we can define a structure, or where we should define a structure, right? So let us see what is the syntax of defining a structure. Well, in order to define multiple members of different data type, we are going to define it inside a structure, and that structure can be defined using the syntax, where first you need to write struct. This is a keyword. Okay, struct is a keyword. Then you have structure name. This is user defined. Okay, user defined structure name. Whatever structure name you want to give it, you can. So struct is a keyword. Then you have to write a structure name, which should follow identifier rules. Then a curly bracket, that's the opening of structure body, and at the end the closing bracket, which defines the closing or ending of the structure body. Now within that structure body you can define number of members. As many number of members you want to define, you can. And those members are going to be are going to follow this same declaration syntax of variables, just a data type and a variable name. So here we have data type and a member name. That's it. Okay, so let me revise one more time. You have to start with struct keyword, and look, keywords are inbuilt, they are already defined, and C is a case sensitive language. So you must be sure that struct is all small characters. So struct, then structure name, and then within the curly bracket you define all the members with its data type. Now here data type may differ. Member 1 can be integer, member 2 can be character. It's allowed here. And you can define as many members as you want. So that is the syntax. Now let's have a look at one example of a structure. So the syntax says I need to go for struct keyword. Then I should give a structure name. So let's say book underscore bank. Book underscore bank. Look, there is an underscore in between. Okay. Book underscore bank is the structure name. And then curly bracket starting and ending. And at the end, semicolon, which defines the end of the statement. Now, within that structure, we do have 4 members. There are 4 different members. First one is the character array. So it is a string title. Another one is a character array, which is actually the author name. Third one is the number of pages inside that book. And fourth one is the price, float data type. Now, as you can see, here we have character, integer, and float. We do have 3 different data types applied to 4 different members. But all these 4 members can be referred using a single name, which is book bank, right? Which is book bank. So as I already told you, struct is a keyword which declares a structure that contains 4 members: title, author, pages, and price. Book bank is just a structure name. And structure variables, now this thing you have to remember properly. Look, structure members are not simple variables. They are members. So if you define a structure, they are not going to occupy any memory until they are associated with a structure variable. Let me clarify this thing. एक बार अगर आप स्ट्रक्चर डिफाइन करते हो तो उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आपके लिए मेमोरी अलोकेट हो जाएगी. Although you have declared 4 members inside your structure, it is not necessary that memory will be allocated to you. मेमोरी तब तक अलोकेट नहीं होगी जब तक आप स्ट्रक्चर का एक वेरिएबल नहीं बनाते हो. ओके, वी हैवंट सीन हाउ टू डिक्लेयर अ वेरिएबल फॉर स्ट्रक्चर. अभी तक हमने वो नहीं देखा, वो हम अभी देखेंगे. लेकिन दिस इज जस्ट अ डेफिनेशन ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर. हमने स्ट्रक्चर डिफाइन किया, अभी तक हमने स्ट्रक्चर का वेरिएबल नहीं लिया है, राइट? Well, Vyom is asking, sir, the structure elements need to be declared beforehand, or these are directly declared in structure itself? No, these are declared within the structure definition itself. So title, author, pages, price आपको अलग से कहीं लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. जब आप structure define करते हो तभी आप उसके अंदर उसके members लिखोगे. So whatever you are looking at your screen right now, that is the structure definition. When we define a structure, we define all the members. Correct. Shubham is saying, so the definition takes no storage at all. Correct. Definition will never take any of the storage. So this point leads to the new terminology, which is structure variable. Yeah, as Yusuf says, it is like a function. Yeah, when we define a function, we have to call that function to make use of it. Similarly, here we define a structure, but अगर आपको ये structure use करना है तो ये structure का एक variable आपको declare करना होगा. And that's the next point. How do we define structure variable? Well, some enrollment number is asking, can you please explain last sentence of this slide again? Look, last sentence says that अगर एक बार आप structure define करते हो, we are looking at structure definition right now. अगर आप structure define करते हो तो उसके लिए कोई memory allocate नहीं होगी. Memory कब allocate होगी? जब आप उस structure का एक variable declare करोगे. Okay? Structure members are not going to occupy any memory until you associate a structure variable to that structure. Okay? So let us see how we can declare a structure variable. How we can declare a structure variable. So once you define a structure, you can declare a structure variable. And to declare a structure variable, what all the things you will require is, to declare a structure variable, there is a syntax. Struct keyword, then structure name, because alone structure name we cannot use as a data type. Okay, remember, स्ट्रक्चर का नाम स्टैंड अलोन कोई डेटा टाइप नहीं है. Struct keyword and then structure name defines a new derived data type. हमने वो derive किया, sorry, define किया. So struct keyword, then structure name, then all the variables, the number of variables that you want to define. एक करना है तो एक, पांच करना है तो पांच. And then the terminated semicolon. So struct, then structure name, and then your variable 1 comma variable 2 comma variable 3 and as many variables you can define. That statement must end with semicolon at the end. So last में आपको semicolon करना है. Don't forget that thing. So this syntax defines how we can declare a variable for a defined structure. Now जब आप वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर करते हो तब उस वेरिएबल के लिए आपको मेमोरी अलोकेट की जाएगी. फॉर दिस वेरिएबल यू विल बी अलोकेटेड अ मेमोरी ब्लॉक आपको मिल जाएगा. सो लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल एंड देन अंडरस्टैंड what we can do here. So look, what we have already seen. Struct is a keyword, book bank is the structure name, then curly bracket defines the structure body. Inside that we have title and author character array, right? And then you have integer pages and float prices, and you complete your structure definition. अब उसके बाद आपको वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर करना है तो आप क्या करोगे? अगेन यू विल राइट स्ट्रक्ट, देन स्ट्रक्चर नेम, एंड देन नंबर ऑफ वेरिएबल्स. लेट्स से बुक 1, बुक 2, बुक 3. हमें 3 वेरिएबल चाहिए. सो वी हैव डिक्लेयर्ड दोज book 1 comma book 2 comma book 3 and semicolon at the end. So this is how you can declare a variable for a particular structure. Now you can also combine structure definition and variable declaration if you want. अगर आप ये दोनों कोड जो है एक ही जगह पे लिख रहे हो, then you can combine these two. Once you complete the definition of your structure, curly bracket, okay, उसके बाद before semicolon you write your variable names, okay. After the completion of structure body, before semicolon you write all your variables, book 1 comma book 2 comma book 3. So this is the combination of both structure definition and variable declaration, right? Okay, now Vyom is asking, can two different structures have variable of same name? Well, no, it's not possible in C program. Look, can you do integer I and float I? Right, that's the question. Can I declare a same variable with two different data types in a C program? No, it is not possible. Right? Similarly here, I cannot have a same variable of two different structures. Structure is a defined data type. So वो एक defined data type हो गया. Integer, float, character की तरह ये defined है, inbuilt नहीं है. So integer I and float I अगर मैं नहीं लिख सकता हूँ तो फिर मैं book bank book 1 and book type book 1 इस तरह से भी नहीं लिख पाऊंगा. Fine? Yeah. So this is how we can declare a structure, define a structure and declare a variable. Now कब आपको ये definition और declaration अलग लिखने की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, या तो कब आप उसको एक सिंगल स्टेटमेंट कंबाइन कर सकते हो. सो इट्स वेरी सिंपल. डेफिनेशन और स्ट्रक्चर वेरिएबल डिक्लेरेशन एक साथ करते हैं तो हम ये कंबाइन कर सकते हैं. अब एक साथ कब नहीं करेंगे, मे बी फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट्स से आप स्ट्रक्चर की डेफिनेशन जो है वो ग्लोबली करो, लेकिन स्ट्रक्चर के वेरिएबल्स जो हैं वो आप लोकली डिक्लेयर करो एज पर योर नीड, लेट्स से, राइट। पूरा स्ट्रक्चर जो है वो आपको अपने प्रोग्राम में कहीं पे भी यूज करना है, लेकिन वो स्ट्रक्चर का वेरिएबल जो है वो आप लोकल रखना चाहते हो, सो दैट योर डेटा कैन नॉट बी एक्सेस्ड एनीवेयर। स्ट्रक्चर कैन बी एक्सेस्ड एनीवेयर विद इन द प्रोग्राम, बट डेटा कैन नॉट बी एक्सेस्ड एनीवेयर विद इन द प्रोग्राम। तो वेरिएबल लोकल रखोगे लेकिन स्ट्रक्चर को ग्लोबली डिफाइन करोगे, राइट। सो दैट्स वन केस जहाँ पे आप ये दोनों अलग करोगे। अनदर वन, लेट्स से स्ट्रक्चर तो डिफाइन करना ही होगा बिफोर वी यूज इट, तो स्ट्रक्चर को डिफाइन कर दिया लेकिन उसका वेरिएबल जो है वो मैं स्टैटिक वेरिएबल नहीं लूंगा। बेस्ड ऑन द यूजर्स रिक्वायरमेंट आई एम डायनेमिकली गोइंग टू अलोकेट अ मेमोरी। स्ट्रक्चर के लिए मेमोरी अलोकेशन रन टाइम करूंगा डायनेमिकली, देन ऑल्सो आई नीड टू गो फॉर डिफरेंट declaration of my variable. Okay, so these are few examples where you can, based on these examples, you can understand and you can define, you can decide by yourself आपको ये एक साथ करना है या अलग अलग करना है. So those are the structure definitions and structure variables. Now अब तक हमें ये पता चल गया कि ओके स्ट्रक्चर डिफाइन इस तरह से होता है, लेकिन उसकी मेमोरी नहीं मिलेगी जब तक मैं वेरिएबल नहीं लेता. जैसे ही मैंने वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर किया तो उसके लिए मेमोरी अलोकेट हो गई. सो व्हाट विल बी दैट मेमोरी and how we can access members of the structure using a variable. Okay, so as I already told you, structure members are not variables, and those members itself does not have any memory allocated. memory किसको allocate किया हमने? variable को. अगर memory variable को allocate होती है, structure variable को, तो वो डेटा भी हम स्ट्रक्चर वेरिएबल से ही एक्सेस कर पाएंगे. दैट मीन्स वी कैन नॉट एक्सेस दोज मेंबर्स डायरेक्टली. वी हैव टू एक्सेस दोज मेंबर्स थ्रू स्ट्रक्चर वेरिएबल. सो स्ट्रक्चर वेरिएबल एंड देन अ मेंबर नेम. नाउ टू एक्सेस दैट थिंग वी यूज अ डॉट ऑपरेटर, which actually provides the link between structure member and a structure variable. It is also known as a period operator or member operator. So the syntax is, you write your structure variable first, then you use dot operator, and then you write whatever member you want to access. So book 1 is my variable, structure variable, and within that structure price is a member. Just like that way, book 1 is a structure variable, and within that author is a member of that structure. Right? Book 1 and price, book 1 and author, book 1 and title, book 1 and what was the pages. If you want to access pages of second book, then you need to go for book 2 dot pages, book 2 dot price, book 2 dot author, and so on. तो आपको book 2 की price, author, like that way you'll have all those things. So this thing should be book 1 dot pages, book 1 dot price, and so on. Now once you know how to access those members, once you access those members, you can do whatever you want. आप उसमें कुछ वैल्यू असाइन करना चाहते हो तो असाइन भी कर सकते हो, आप उस वैल्यू को एक्सेस करके कहीं और कैलकुलेशन में डालना चाहते हो, यू कैन डू इट ऑल्सो. So it depends on you. Once you have an access to that member, whatever you want to perform, you can. So this is how we access any member of a structure using declared variable. Now, Harsh is asking, can we, without tag name, can we use it for further declaration? Yeah, there is one constraint, okay? I haven't told you, look, this book name, structure name is optional. Book underscore bank, that is the structure name. And that structure name is optional only if you declare all your variables in the same statement. So यहाँ पे अगर आप इसको हटाना चाहते हो, then you can remove that structure name. Only in the case where you declare all the required variables alongside the definition of the structure. Right? Now, why? Because look, separately अगर आपको variables declare करने हैं, then you have to write structure name with that. That is compulsory. That is the syntax. Struct, then structure name, and then variable name. तो वहां पे स्ट्रक्चर नेम कंपलसरी है. सो अगर आपने आगे स्ट्रक्चर डिफाइन करते वक्त नाम नहीं दिया है तो आप वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर नहीं कर पाओगे. नाम को आप ऑमिट कर सकते हो ओनली इन द केस if you define or if you declare all your variables alongside the definition. Okay, Harsh, so clear? Yeah, so that's what the structure definition, structure variable, declaration, and accessing structure members. Now we can also initialize structure variable at the time of declaration. Look, I am saying declaration of structure variable. Yeah, Yusuf is asking, what is the data type of book 1? Book 1 is of structure data type. Okay, book 1 is of structure data type. कौन सा स्ट्रक्चर? बुक अंडरस्कोर बैंक स्ट्रक्चर. Yeah, okay, so let's discuss how we can initialize structure variable. Well, Vyom is asking, if we have omitted names of more than 2 structures, then how can we allot values to them variables later? Look, अगर आप नाम नहीं लिखते हो स्ट्रक्चर का तो आप क्या करोगे? वेरिएबल उसी के साथ डिक्लेयर कर दोगे. So it is something like, look here, let me show you. What you do is struct, and then you are not writing any name here, you omit that name, you directly define a structure. But in this case we have to define all the variables before we end this definition. तो यहाँ पे मुझे S1, S2, S3 जितने भी वेरिएबल्स चाहिए मुझे डिक्लेयर कर देने पड़ेंगे कंपल्सरीली, अदरवाइज लेटर ऑन मैं उसके वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर नहीं कर पाऊंगा. So this is my structure 1. Let's say it consists of character, name of 20, and then let's say integer enrollment number, right? So ये एक स्ट्रक्चर बन गया मेरा स्टूडेंट का. अब दूसरा एक और स्ट्रक्चर मैं बना सकता हूँ, struct मैं उसको कोई नाम नहीं दूंगा, but I'm going to have f1, f2, f3 variables declared along with this definition, where I can have a character name of 20 and integer EMP code. तो ये दूसरा स्ट्रक्चर हो गया मेरा. तो this is a structure of student, this one is a structure of faculty, but I haven't given any name to these structures. The limitation here is I have to have all the variables declared alongside. So now I can say s1 dot name, right, and here I can say f1 dot name. तो ये दोनों अलग हो जाएंगे, एक स्टूडेंट का नेम है, दूसरा फैकल्टी का नाम है. क्लियर व्योम? Yeah, Horst is saying, does it permit the initialization of individual structure members within it? Yeah, that comes to the initialization, and that's what we are going to see now. Horst was asking, can we initialize individual members? Now, let me clarify that thing first. If you initialize something, which means you assign some value, आप मेंबर में कोई भी वैल्यू असाइन नहीं कर पाओगे क्योंकि मेंबर की खुद की कोई मेमोरी नहीं है. लेट मी हैव दैट स्टेटमेंट वन मोर टाइम. आप मेंबर को कोई वैल्यू असाइन नहीं कर पाओगे क्योंकि मेंबर की खुद की कोई भी मेमोरी नहीं है. अगर कुछ वैल्यू असाइन करनी है तो मेमोरी होनी चाहिए. मेंबर के पास कोई मेमोरी नहीं है तो मेंबर खुद कोई वैल्यू स्टोर नहीं कर पाएगा. मेमोरी किसके पास है? स्ट्रक्चर वेरिएबल के पास मेमोरी है. तो आप स्ट्रक्चर वेरिएबल को इनिशियलाइज कर सकते हो, एंड दैट्स व्हाट वी सी नाउ, राइट? सो द फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट, हर्ष, योर आंसर. C language does not support initialization of individual structure members. Okay? You cannot initialize individual structure member inside the structure itself. That's not possible. Initialization must be done with the declaration of structure variable, and what we need at that time is, हम declare कैसे करते हैं variable को? We need struct keyword, then structure name, and then structure variable. And then at the end we have semicolon. Now just like other variable declaration, हम यहाँ पे भी initialize कर सकते हैं with the declaration, by just having equals to sign and then list of values separated by commas. अब ये values किसकी होगी? वैल्यूज किसकी होगी? वो सारे मेंबर्स की वैल्यू जो आपने स्ट्रक्चर के अंदर डिफाइन किए हैं. एंड these values must be enclosed in the curly braces. So this one is the example. Let's follow the same example of structure book_bank, and in that structure we have 4 members: title, author, pages, and price. Now when I declare a variable using struct, structure name, and variable name, book1 is the variable name. So when I declare a variable book1, I assign some values within it, so equals to sign, and then the list of values enclosed within curly bracket, so starting and ending curly bracket. All the values are separated by comma, so we have number of comma separated values here. Now here you need to be careful with sequence of these values. Okay, the sequence in which you define your members, you have to use the same sequence for assigning values. तो ये पहला CPU जो है वो जाएगा टाइटल में, दूसरा संजय जो है वो जाएगा ऑथर में, then 150 will go to number of pages and 230.50 will go to price. If you change this sequence, then either you may have error or you might not have any error, but your program will not give you output perfectly. You all know that we can assign float value inside integer data type. C program क्या करता है, इनबिल्ट टाइप कास्टिंग कर लेगा. तो आप फ्लोट वैल्यू इंटीजर में असाइन करोगे तो प्रोग्राम तो चल जाएगा लेकिन आपको आउटपुट गलत मिलेगा. सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन दैट थिंग हियर either you may have error or you may have garbage output. So that's the reason you have to be careful when you are assigning some data to the structure. You have to follow the sequence of your members exactly just like you have declared or defined. Another example, book 2 is a second variable where we assign DBMS as a title. It's a string, so double quote. Korth is the author name. 250 is the number of pages and 300 is the price. Now sometimes you'll say that, okay, what if I don't want to initialize all the members? Well, in that case, uninitialized members will be having some default values. Some default values, because default value depends on the data type. Integer or float values will have default value 0, whereas character and strings will have default value null character. So you can declare a structure variable, let's say book 2 equals to DBMS only. So here DBMS will be assigned to the title member. Title के अंदर DBMS चला जाएगा, but remaining 3 members will have default values. जहाँ पे author एक string है तो उसके लिए value null set होगी, whereas pages and price is the integer and float data type, so that will be 0. So by default those things will be having 0 value inside. Well, Vyom is asking to leave some values as empty. Can we give empty input for, well, look, if you simply write double quote without having anything in between, then still it is a string. It is an empty string. A string which does not contain any character. And for numeric values, you can go for 0. So explicitly, if you want to do it, you can. This 0 is equals to this 0. Okay. But this empty string is not equals to null character. That you have to remember. Empty string or null character या null string, ये दोनों में difference है. ठीक है. अब क्या difference है तो आप कुछ इस तरह से समझ सकते हो. An empty box on earth and an empty box in the space. फर्क क्या रहेगा? On earth, when we say that it's empty box, वो empty है लेकिन उसके अंदर हवा है. But when you go and have empty box inside space, you don't even have that air inside that box. So space is equivalent to null value here, whereas empty string is equivalent to the empty box on the earth, right? Yeah, so this thing you have to remember properly. And that's what the initialization of members. When we declare a variable of a structure, right? Let us also see the nested structures today itself, and then we will stop. We'll have a look at these examples practically in the next lecture. So in the next lecture, we'll start with the revision and having look at the examples or practical things, how we can define structure, access some values, assign some values, and all those things, right? And we'll go for a very basic example there, so that you'll understand how you can actually use structure in a program. So let us also consider nested structure, right? नेस्टिंग एक स्ट्रक्चर के अंदर आप दूसरा स्ट्रक्चर डिफाइन कर सकते हो. It is possible, and we are going to understand that thing with this example. So we can have structure included inside other structure, then that the inner structure is known as the nested structure. And to understand that, let's have this example. Look, you can have a single structure like salary, and you can declare a variable employee for that structure. Now that structure contains a number of members inside, where we have name, department, basic salary, so basic pay, and then on the basic pay we have number of allowances like dearness allowance, house rent allowance, city allowance, and so on. So all these are the members of salary structure. Now all these are related to one employee. So we combine those things and we define a structure. But यहाँ पे आपको एक और relation दिखेगा. You can say all these three are allowances. ये तीनों allowance है. एक dearness allowance है, दूसरा house rent allowance है, तीसरा city allowance है, and so on. So you can relate these things and you can have a nested structure for these three things if you want. So the resulting structure will be something like you have salary structure for an employee, which consists of name, department, even basic pay bhi aa jayega. I forgot to write it here. So it was integer basic pay. You can have that thing also. Okay. But after that, what you do is you create a nested structure for allowance. So you say struct. Now nested structure does not need any compulsory structure name, because we are not directly going to declare a variable for nested structure. Variable तो आपका outer structure के लिए ही declare होगा, right? So you need not to have a variable structure name at this place. But that structure will have dearness, house rent, and city member. And these three members can be accessed using this allowance member. ये allowance जो है वो nested structure का variable हुआ, but वो actually employee का member हो गया. Fine. So that is how we can nest our structure if we require. अगर हमें proper structure बनाना है तो हम structure का nesting भी कर सकते हैं. Now in this case, question comes, how can we access those members? How we access those members? So it's nothing new. You just have increased one level. एक hierarchical level increase हो गया. employee.name आपको मिलता है, तो employee.allowance भी आपको मिलेगा. Now allowance itself does not contain any value, लेकिन allowance जो है वो dearness, house rent and city member contain करता है. तो ये एक लेवल बढ़ गया आपके लिए. So how can you access those members? Very easy. On employee, you have allowance, and on allowance, you have dearness, house rent, and city. So employee dot allowance dot dearness. This is how you can access those members. Because salary structure has one member called allowance, and that itself, allowance, is a structure with 3 different members, and those members are dearness, house rent, and city. So this is how you can access those members of a nested structure. So we'll stop here. Next is the array of structure, but before moving to that point, what we'll do is in a next lecture, we are going to have few practical knowledge. We are going to see few practicals on a structure. We'll define a structure, we'll assign some values, we print those values back, access those values, and so on. Okay? And then we'll move on for further topics like array of structure, having pointer and structure, having functions and structures, and so on. Right? Okay. Now, Horst is asking, can we manipulate structure variables and its members? Well, you can manipulate structure variables, and indirectly, those variables have the members, and members have been assigned some values in the memory. So look, you cannot do like earlier you have defined 4 members and now you want to have 6 members. That is not possible. You cannot alter the structure of the structure definition itself. आप स्ट्रक्चर की डेफिनेशन नहीं बदल सकते लेटर ऑन. 5 मेंबर डिफाइन किए तो वो 5 फिक्स हो जाएंगे. 5 को 6 या 5 को 8 नहीं कर पाओगे आप. हाँ, बट 5 मेंबर के साथ एक स्ट्रक्चर लिया, स्ट्रक्चर का एक वेरिएबल लिया, तो उस वेरिएबल के अंदर डेटा कोई भी आप रख सकते हो एज पर योर नीड. आपने एक बुक का डेटा स्टोर किया, अब वो खत्म हो गया, उसका काम खत्म, अब नई बुक लानी है, तो सेम वेरिएबल में आप नया डेटा असाइन कर सकते हो. ओके, सो यू कैन चेंज वैल्यूज बट यू कैन नॉट change the definition. You cannot change the structure itself. Yeah, Vyom is asking, sir, how we decide that how much memory it will be assigned? Well, I was about to consider this memory part when we discuss union. Inside your syllabus, there is nothing like union. Okay, but as a topic beyond syllabus, what I thought was it is also necessary that you should be aware of what is union. And at the time of union, I was about to discuss what will be the memory of union and what will be the memory of structure. Right? Let it be. Let's say in the next lecture, I'll first tell you, once we go through this revision, okay, I'll also explain what will be the size or what will be the memory allocation for this structure variable, and then we'll move towards the practical part. Okay. Well, so that's all for today. If you still, we do have a few minutes, so if you have any query, you may ask. Otherwise, we are done here. See you in the next lecture.